Now I can hear it. Hello from HackDavis, everybody. SpaghettiOs, yes. First and foremost, my name is Leon Brunson. I'm a chef from Florida. We got a little bleed over here. It's all right. I'm a chef from Florida. I was actually just making this sandwich. Before we got started, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to HackDavis for giving me this opportunity. How's the weekend been going for everybody? Because here's the thing. Zyber says, how are you gonna eat before you eat? Because when I cook, I'm not too hungry for what I'm like eating. Like I'm cooking and then I'll eat and I'll be like, I don't want that. This is what I made. It was a sandwich with some prime rib, ham, ham, turkey, and more beef, and I just pressed it in brioche bun. Really good stuff. Any vegan options? So, today's recipe is not vegan, but it can be made vegan with the proper ingredients. So the techniques that you learn from today can still be applied if you're a vegan. That's the most important part. You would just have to substitute out noodles for something else. So really today, the goal for today is to approach something fun, have fun with some cooking, but at the same time still get a little bit of technique in it as well. So I was thinking about what's fun, like what is something relatable? And I almost did a quesadilla. I was like, quesadillas are cool, but they're not as like involved. Like I'm not like teaching a lot with quesadillas. But with SpaghettiOs, now we're talking. Check me out. So we have the same noodle that SpaghettiOs are made out of, right? So why don't I just make this, but make it legit? Like make it really, really good. So, if you guys don't know this is one of my favorite comfort foods. Exactly what I said, how I would eat after food. That sandwich is so good. So these are my favorites, okay? So here's how you have to approach these. These are the best ones. These taste completely different than the cans, right? So these SpaghettiOs, these taste like the can. These have their own little flavor. So I always like to peel the bottom off first, just for good measure. It's something I do, have a little fun with it. All right, and then the trick is opening it, and so, oops. Oh, no chat on the screen. Oh, thank you. Cheers from HackDavis Director. Thank you. What's down, dog? Fish Panda, thank you for the follow. Let's get this rolling. Oops. Oops. Boom. All right, so I usually microwave these, but for time's sake, I'm not going to. You take this off. And so the first thing you notice, I had to approach this as like a chef aspect, right? The first thing you notice is its consistency. There are no chunks, it's just pure tomato. This is what makes SpaghettiOs. Look at this. Like the second, look at that. Clean, it's like a puree, right? And so you got little meatballs in here, you got the O's, you got a lot of stuff going on. It's thick, it's got some viscosity. Okay, so let's taste it. Gooey. These are all things I thought about when I was making this. Let's get a meatball as well. All right, so before thank you for the a couple things to note. The sauce is sweet. The meatballs have very little texture. Dude, you live near Chef Boyardee? You live near a celebrity. So, when I was thinking about how to do this, I need to make a tomato sauce that is strong in tomato flavor. Something that's sweet, not something that's so like rich, but something delicious. And there's no texture in this. Just straight SpaghettiOs, right? So let's get started. So I want to make this the most intense tomato flavor there is. Foxy Long, thank you for the subscription. HackDavis, welcome everybody. So let's get it going. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use these puree tomatoes right here. Okay, they're a little acidic, a little sweet. They're not anything crazy, but I need to fight against time. Like I don't have 3 hours to sit here and make those delicious, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to roast these tomatoes. So let's go ahead and get 24 ounces of this tomato puree. And I'll actually go a little, yeah, 24 will be good. And so I'm actually gonna taste what these taste like again in reference to what we're trying to get. So, very acidic. So we need to get this to be sweet. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these 2 sheet pans. And this is a technique I really thought about myself. Now what it is we're gonna roast these tomatoes. So I'm just gonna pour them on a sheet pan. Pour about half, pour about half. Excuse me. As a matter of fact, let's go a little more. Let's fill it up, because it's gonna roast pretty hard. All right, and so to intensify this tomato flavor, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roast them around 400 degrees in an oven. And so this technique is what it's gonna do, is gonna basically get rid of all the moisture and sweeten these tomatoes with that high temperature in the oven. So these I can let go, and we're gonna get started on the meatballs next. So I have never made this before. It's been something I've been thinking about making for a very long time. So this could go great, or this could go amazing. It's not gonna go bad though. It's important to understand. There are no bad experiments. You learn something from everything. Let's keep it going. So, next, we need to make some meatballs. So if you're a vegan, this is the part that would omit you. So let's check us out here. And what we've got here, if you join me here, you'll see I've got some breadcrumbs, some cheese, some garlic, and a couple eggs, some more cheese, some ground lamb, ground beef, and some basil. So let's get started. So we're not even gonna touch the meat first. We're gonna get all the dry ingredients together first. So we're gonna take the breadcrumbs, we're gonna take the cheese, I'm gonna grate a little more cheese. All right, that should be good. I'm gonna put that in there. Let me get my bench scrape. It's like my favorite tool to cook with, everybody. It's this thing right here. It's the best tool in the world. So So I'll show you here. I have all this cheese. I just get it up, boom. Call it a day. So now, we've got all these ingredients together. We're just gonna mix them up a little bit. So this is Pecorino Romano, and I forgot what kind of cheese this is. It's a cheese from Publix. It's a type of Parmesan, but goodness gracious alive, for the life of me, I cannot think about what it's called. I took the label off, and it's a younger, God, I cannot think about it. So we're gonna put a little bit of dried oregano in here. It's good though, it's delicious. The second I figure it out, a little bit of dried oregano. I want some heat to these guys, so maybe a little Aleppo pepper. Not a lot. And so now we have all this, and we're gonna set this to the side. Now we're going to do the wet. So I'm going to take just a splash, probably a couple tablespoons, of milk. I think that's good. I'm gonna do 2 eggs. And let me show this real quick as I crack the first egg. When I crack my eggs, I use a one-handed technique because it's pretty efficient. So I'll just show here. Just for some reference, I used to work at Waffle House for about 4 years. So I've had to crack a fair amount of eggs in my lifetime. So when you crack an egg, what you're gonna do is you don't wanna crack it against the edge of the bowl. Rather, you wanna hit it on the bottom and then move it. And yes, it is lamb. Are you classically trained in college? How did you get into it? Very impressed with your setup, super impressed. I would not say classically trained. So crack it, and then with one movement, get it. So I would not say classically trained. I did go to culinary school, but I was in a kitchen when I was 18, and I just wanted to learn how to cook because I worked at Waffle House. So the most important thing to me was getting experience, getting in the field and seeing if this was a job I wanted to continue doing. And the more I learned, it was almost funny. It was like the more I became overwhelmed, but the better I wanted to get at my job. So we're gonna use a tiny whisk because all the other whisks are dirty. Can I get my SpaghettiOs chunked, capped, and smothered? Can I also get them with gravy on side, please? Thank you. For all you Babish fans, we do have some tiny whisks. And so next, I'm going to take this basil, and basil is very delicate. Basil is very delicate, so what you want to do is I'm going to take a couple leaves off. I'm going to show you guys how to cut some basil. So if you ever grow basil, you've got this basil here, right? And if you rolled a sushi roll, that's the analogy I like to use most, then you'll be pretty good at rolling this. So you don't you know, just you know how it is. So this is gonna be a chiffonade. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll this basil. I'm gonna get up here. And so you can kind of see me doing it right here. I'm gonna roll the basil, but I don't wanna roll it tight. You're gonna see what's happening next. Just wanna roll it, you know, something like that. And then when I cut the basil for this, I'm gonna use a sharp knife. And what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna run this knife along because I don't wanna bruise this basil. It's very fragrant, it's very delicate. You just want it to be running through your product. Oh, Bromy, thank you for, I love rolling greens, you know, it is what it is. Hello, Raiders. So take your rolled green and we're gonna put that in the dry. And so we've got this mixture right there. We've got some basil, we've got a little bit of garlic powder, herbs. And at this point, what we're gonna do is, now that we have those, I'm gonna whisk in my mixture here. And I don't even think I'll whisk it. I'm gonna use a rubber spatula. We're gonna see how that works. I love these guys. So these rubber spatulas, I swear by them. I love it, I love it. Adding 831, thank you for the follow. And so I'm gonna add the dry to the wet. And I'm just gonna mix it in. And so with this technique, I actually learned that what's happening is you're not overworking your meat. So you're gonna get all the mixture together combined here. And then when you make those, when I get my beef out, it's all gonna make sense. I'm making some SpaghettiOs. So now this right here is essentially the binding for my meat. So I'm gonna set that aside. And I'm going to get one large bowl. Is it as good as yes, it's better than SpongeBob's spatula. Bro, me, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the raid, sorry. Appreciate it. Hope the stream was good. I was in there for a second. I didn't get to stay long. And so we're gonna take half of this ground chuck. So I like 80-20. Get a decent blend here. Publix. Take half of this. Can you use Impossible meat? You sure can. I think you can. I haven't worked with Impossible meat myself. I've grilled it a couple times, but I'm not very versed in like what it can and can't take. But I do imagine the concept here is pretty similar. You'd be taking some Impossible meat and thickening it with a little bit of panko. So we're gonna take half the lamb. I really, really enjoy the flavor of lamb. So we're gonna take that lamb. And so now, everybody, welcome from HackDavis, where you don't get sleep because you're trying to code. All right, so now at this point, we're gonna add these mixtures together to make our meatballs. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add this. This should be a little more wet, but we'll see. And I'm going to pull this meat apart and be very delicate and work that in there because I don't want to overwork it. I just want to like pull it apart so it gets you know, worked into that mixture until it's all worked. So then, take all this beef. So there you go, there we go. Because the key is to get something, to get that texture perfect. Like we want them to be smooth, but we want them to hold up, like a SpaghettiO meatball. Again, this is my first time making this, but I do understand basic properties of meat. And so we're gonna keep that folding. Oh, I see my hairs in there. And we're gonna keep that going just one more time. And so this panko will actually stick to, it'll continue to absorb the moisture from the lamb. So eventually at some point we're gonna make very tiny meatballs this size. How's your watch charge? It's full. I've been on it. I've been on it with my watch. I think I did some update and it really fixed the battery time. I'll tell you, the iPhone 12's battery time is insanely good. Like this isn't like your run-of-the-mill iPhone update. It's actually pretty damn good. And so now I'm gonna season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And we're gonna let it sit. And so next, yeah, lamb can stink. To be completely fair, lamb can stink. So it's important to know, like, if you're a smell person and you smell raw, like lamb before it's cooked, I could understand never liking or wanting to eat lamb again. Someone said I had a calming voice. I think that's a first. Yeah, I get away with probably about like a day. I got a 12 Pro Max. I get away with about a day, but I'm on my phone, you know. I'm in there. Kosher salt for sure. I like kosher salt. Bigger crystals, diamond crystals, or what's the other brand? Morton. I use Morton for being honest. So these meatballs we're going to let sit for about what do you guys say? 10 minutes. We're gonna let that panko come together. And then we'll be back, and what we're gonna do is we're going to sear them. And we're gonna sear them to get a lot of good color on it. All right, and so now this is where the fun part begins. Yeah, you know, I got a little 12 Pro Max in the spot, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I had to, the camera got me. The camera got me. I understand the Pro Max and the 12 camera, the difference is negligible, but I was stuck. I was like, you know what? I need it. I justified it to myself. So, get you in 4K. We done caught you in 4K. All right, so the next step is to eat a little bit of the sandwich that we made earlier. Drink a little water. You guys think I can do it? Oh! All right, anyway. Our next step is actually going to be forming the meatballs and searing them. So I'm gonna take a quick break as those go, and then we can get right into the next. Actually, we can keep going. So this is what we're gonna do. The next thing that's important is going to be this onion. So how many of you guys go to the store and you get the onions that are already in the little package, they're cut, you see a lot of moisture at the bottom, you pay like $3.99 for them, and you're like, this is the onion I need. This is the onion for me. I just need this much, I'm gonna pay this much. Well, this onion right here cost me about a couple cents. It's not very expensive, but if you know how to cut it, you can save a lot of money, and you can always have something in your fridge to get ready to start cooking. So this is a base aromatic for anything that you need to start cooking, maybe making a sauce, a curry, you want some grilled onions on your burger. Like, the opportunities are endless with an onion, the most valuable ingredient in the kitchen. So I always say the fundamentals of cooking start with an onion, knowing how to cut an onion. And yeah, I keep onions around. Keep onions in the fridge. You can keep them in the fridge or you can keep them out. So we're gonna cut this off. And so the important part here is take the skin off. The important part here is that we want these onions to be, we don't want them to exist. We don't want these onions to show up anywhere in our sauce. We don't want any trace that these onions were a part of this sauce, because when we saw what happened with the SpaghettiOs we had earlier, what happened? They were clear, there was no texture, nothing. We don't want their existence. So we want to make them as small as possible. So I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to show you the technique, but it's going to be back here. So actually I might show you on here. So when you're cutting this onion, HackDavis, you're going to pick this up, pick the knife up. So a lot of people would just pick it up the knife like this. And if you've watched my streams before, I know I sound like a broken record, I'm sorry. But it's important that, you know, maybe this is the first time viewer and they're like, wow, I didn't know that. So bear with me, but I appreciate the support. So you're gonna grab the knife. When people grab knives, they always grab knives right here because it's just natural. This is the handle, this is where I should grab. I'm gonna start cutting. But this is a pretty far distance from the tip of the blade. There's very little control down here. So when you pick up a knife, you actually wanna pinch it right around here, wrap your fingers around. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 3 cuts to this onion. I'm gonna make cuts this way, I'm gonna make cuts this way, and I'm gonna make cuts this way. And that can control the size. Now I want them tiny, so you know, the smaller you want them, the more cuts you have to make. So the same thing, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna make multiple cuts. So now check me out right here. So if you come here, you'll see that the onion is cut at 2 levels. And now the next step is to just dice it. And I'll show you what that looks like. I mean, look how tiny those are. So once you get to the ending, so look at that. Tiny dices. And remember, the onion goes all the way to the root, and so you want to save this right here, but just go ahead and dice it real quick. Get you some that are the same consistency, that way you can use all the onion. Because all onion's good onion. Just because it's near the root doesn't mean you can't use it. You want to make sure those are the ones that you get. So this is a pretty small dice. I'm going to run over one more time. And that's it. That's all we're gonna do. So at this point, I'm gonna take this bench scrape that I have, and I'm only gonna use half an onion for this recipe. I think that'll be fine, because it's not. I just need enough to make it, give it that level of aromatics there. And so same thing, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna push these to the side for the time being. Next, I'm gonna take a garlic bulb. And do not, so here's a garlic bulb. What you're probably used to using is the pre-minced garlic. And I'm a chef who believes in the integrity of the ingredient. So I feel like if you can control the quality of the ingredient of each step, you're gonna be better off. So like, if you're making this recipe, and you use pre-minced onions, you use pre-minced garlic, canned tomato, well, I'm using canned tomatoes, but you don't roast your tomatoes. Like, there are steps you can take to make sure that you get the best product possible. And it just starts with, you know, sourcing ingredients correctly and what you're going for. For me, I'm not using that many garlic bulbs, so I just went ahead and got these. See how much I love this thing? It's like you can get all that out of here, out of there. Out of there. So I'm gonna use about 4 garlic bulbs? That sounds good to me. Added it. Chef Simulator. So smash them just like this. Just give it a quick smash. Quick smash. Quick smash. And then quick smash. So at that point, what happens is they start to break open. And the skin will just peel right off. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. The skin comes right off. Make sure you get all the garlic. Anything that's not garlic, get it out of here. See why I love this bench scrape so much? It keeps them clean. And so now we're gonna chop this garlic. I'm gonna run down my knife. Any questions? What's up, everybody? Where's everybody from? I'm assuming California. Everybody joining me today for the first time? California, if this is your first time in the stream, where are you from? Even if it's not your first time in the stream, where are you from? Just serves as a reminder. And again, we want these to be tiny. We want this to be minced. Super, super fun. I'm thinking about picking up an RPG for the first time in like 10 years. So my friend was telling me about Nier Automata, and they were telling me how good it was. And so I think that's gonna be the first RPG I pick up in years. I'm talking years. I think the last RPG I played is Twilight Princess. From Mexico, wow. I'm not from California, but this is my first time popping and watching. I'm from Newfoundland. Welcome. Shabri Mahal, thank you. All right, so we've got the garlic super minced. We've got the onions in the back. So we're gonna set both of these aside because next we need to do the meatball. Georgia crew? Georgia has changed this country this year. Always love for Georgia. Brunson Fest 2030, 2021. How do the years work for Brunson Fest? What was the first year? 219? New Jersey, what's up? 2021, 221. Well, what was year one? 2020? I mean, 219? I cannot speak. So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get this pan hot. Okay, so this pan's gonna be getting hot. As the pan is getting hot, I pull out a turntable, I'm just like, all right, what's up? I'll be your DJ as well as your chef. Induction stoves, I'm not a big fan of them. I have to use them. Like, I think they're good. I think they're great, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate them. I'd much rather cook on gas though. I've had to cook on induction for almost 4 years now for the majority of my stuff. And I'm just so ready for gas. I'm so ready for it. I feel like once I finally get a gas oven, I can say I've made it. Like, I'm so sick of induction. They're fast and efficient. I like it. I just get much more temperature control immediately. I don't have to sit there and press on and turn it. I feel like I get more BTUs out of a gas oven. Just makes far more sense to me. Yeah, I've got an electric range in the back. Now, I'll tell you what, this electric range, I will take this electric range in a fight over induction all day, twice on Sunday. So I'm gonna form these meatballs now. I'm going to take Very, very little. They're delicate, so you see how small they are? But you also, let me get a little closer. They're very, very delicate, but also they're going to be very small at some point. So, oh my God, white noise. So you want them to be smaller than you think, and just be very delicate. You see, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on them. They need to be shaped in, and the only pressure you should put on them is when you pull back, almost like you're like tightening it. That's it. Set it aside. Don't overwork it. Remember, the goal here is not to overwork it. Yeah, the induction white noise is so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, I get it, but it's frustrating to me. Sai Sonic, thank you for the follow. Oh, did we just have a raid? What happened? Party is 64. Josh Elkin with the raid. Guys, we're making SpaghettiOs today. So if this is your first time tuning in, this is what we're making. I'm making my own meatball sauce. We got it rocking. Egg day, everybody. Yeah, so with these, the more aggressive you are with them, the tighter they'll come. Like, you want these. Chef JT, thank you for the follow. When you taste the meatballs and the SpaghettiOs, they're very, very soft. Like, they almost have no texture at all. And you get that bite from when they're overcooked and they're overworked. So ideally, you really just want to just work it just so generously. Like, pull it towards you, push it with your thumb. Guys, thank you. If this is your first time, I'll be competing in Kitchen League on Thursday. I'll be going up against Cosmic Cat. I'm looking to go 2-0. Started off 1-0. The theme is art and science. Is cooking an art or a science? What do you guys think? What's the answer? Is cooking an art or a science? I know my answer. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna influence you guys, but I'm curious to know what you guys think. Ooh, there it is. I see the answer. The answer, in my opinion, is both. I think cooking is both. Green, Hash Brown, thank you for the follow. Someone's gonna go all Nakri Alice. Loves T7329, thank you for the follow. Trick question. No, because you're right. It is both. The answer is it is both. Now, Hungry Wolf Kitchen, it's funny you say that, because the person going Alice Nakiri will be probably me. So, that being said, it's important that on my Kitchen League match, I need to incorporate both of that. Vag Sniff, thank you for the follow. Goodness gracious alive, what a name grab. So on my match, I have to think of a dish that incorporates both. Now I've got the dish. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. All right, and so we're gonna start. Yes, Nakari from the anime. You know how all her food is also, please no spoilers. I'm on season 3. Please gosh, please God, no spoilers. But yeah, you know how she's all gastronomy based. She takes food science very seriously. All right, so now, let's do a couple more. It's an amazing anime. It is unbelievable. I've never been so inspired. And so now, I think we have enough now for our first batch. Don't say anything about the ending. Please do not say no spoilers. I'm glad you liked it, but please no spoilers. I know that's not one, but I'm weird. I'm so in love with the show. If someone spoiled it for me, I would ban them from my life. Food Wars, correct. Yeah, Food Wars is amazing. So, Confused Alex, thank you for the follow. We're gonna take these meatballs and we're gonna sear them. So I always keep my oils in these bottles just because it's easier to control the amount distributed. And so I don't want a lot because there's gonna be a lot of fat coming from the meatballs themselves. So the tomatoes I have roasting look delicious. So we want to sear these, but what is the rule? What is the rule when you sear anything? You put something in the pan and what's the next step? You don't touch it. Do not touch it. Yeah, Hungry Wolf Kitchen. This is, I just realized who you are. Did you change your name on here? Crimson Moonclaw? The oil will be fine. Oil will last for a while, and I do plan on making some of the recipes. Oh, that's exciting! I had no idea. Well, welcome to the streaming life. Yeah, I do plan on doing a lot of the recipes on stream. There's a couple I'm interested in, but we'll see how it goes. So. You've got to be very delicate with these. You got to wait for oil to get hot too. In the meantime, I'm going to make a little bit more. Just want to compliment you, Leon C. Brunson, for production quality on here. Strong stuff. Pause, no tone. Thank you so much. A lot of love and effort went into this kitchen. It doesn't look like this in person. The coolest thing, I'm still trying to figure this one out. I'm very happy with this look right here. Because look, you got the smoke in the background. You got a ramen painting. But the thing is the autofocus. I think it's eye tracking. So if it moves or something gets in the way, it starts to freak out, see? But I'm happy with this one. This is a good one. And here we are here. Yeah, I can turn off auto. I think that's the solution. It's just set it to focus zone. Once I'm in there, it's good. I should be fine. So. You can get gloves where you're at, man. I haven't found a box in 6 months. DJ MC, thank you. Yeah, usually I have a chat screen, but right now I don't. Yeah, we're good over here on gloves. All right, so very delicate with these. We just got the Atom Mini, thinking about wrapping that in plastic so it doesn't get dirty. But yes, that's a very smart idea, and I'm gonna do that after we get off stream, because today is it's a little too expensive to just have chilling in a kitchen. So this is another reason why I don't like induction burners, because they're clear hot spots. I can smell the basil already. Green hash brown, thank you. Food experiment. What camera are you using? Well, I'm using 4 different ones, and they're all Sony cameras. Sony A7 III, Sony A6000, and Sony A6400. Pause, no tone. First time here. How long have you been streaming on Twitch? I've been streaming on Twitch since March 2020. So not even a year yet, but the first anniversary is coming up. I like the music in the background. Thank you. I'm looking to add a little bit more. There we go. Pro streamer over here. I wish. It's not a dream of mine because I enjoy doing what I do, like the caterings and stuff like that. But my dream is to be like, I definitely want to get into media production with food. I mean, I want to be a big time famous chef, like no doubt. Like I want to be recognized across the professional land of chefs on, across Eater and, the blogs and other famous chefs. I want that respect, and I think like due time in the industry and networking will eventually come. But I think like once I slow down, I want to do media production. I want to be able to give the advice that I learned. I want to give the advice that I learned during the pandemic of like production and how it's helped my own brand to younger audiences. Have you worked in any restaurants as a chef? Yeah, well, okay, so it depends on what you mean. As an executive, no. Yes, too, as an executive. But like I've worked in restaurants since I was 16. So, okay. All right, so now at this point, any person that is chaotic, crazy, would just shake the pan and do this. But instead, again, these are very delicate, right? We want to treat them as such. We could probably even go smaller next time. And think about think about like big meatballs. They're almost no fun because they're like, you gotta break them apart. You gotta nail them being on your spaghetti. Like, imagine getting the perfect twirl of spaghetti and just stabbing a little tiny meatball. It'd be the perfect bite. Italians have no idea what they're doing. Chef Boyardee had it right. And the thing is like with cooking, you don't have to be super aggressive. It's like a very, like, slow down. That's what I learned. Yeah, I've worked in a couple kitchens. I've got chops. I mean, I have no doubt I could hold my own in any kitchen you put me in. Too much color? No, they're fine. Check them out. That's perfect. You get texture. See if I can get you a little closer. Here we go. I'll be fine. But yeah, it should be. This is perfect for what I'm looking for. If you want your meatballs to not have that much color, by all means. Time to follow your methods. Do you normally write your recipes and instructions down anywhere for viewers to reference later? What's down, dog? Thank you for the question. I'm so glad you asked that. Yes, I do. So leoncbrunson.com will be launching next week. So the idea is any stream that I have will lead you back to my website where you can reference the video, the Twitch stream, and go from there. And so all my recipes are free. I don't make an income off recipes. I make an income through private chef jobs across Tallahassee. So I don't mind sharing my experiences, my talent, or sorry, that sounds so, God, shut up, Leon. I don't mind sharing my recipes. It's not how I make a living. I know some people are very picky about sharing their recipes and very particular because it may be how they make their living. But that's not how I make my living. So now here's the thing is, go to twitter.com. If this is your first time, Glimmer of Sunshine, thank you for the follow. If this is your first time, go to twitter.com/LeonCBrunson. I post all my updates on there, whether it be a website, the stream, something on Instagram. You know, all my stuff is on my Twitter. Oh, that's one of the ones that'll be featured. So I'm glad you just requested it. Thank you for the follow. I just saw. Let's see. A common noun. Thank you for the follow. I had to reverse engineer SpaghettiOs for a dollar store knockoff when I was in college. I would definitely go on Cutthroat Kitchen. Does putting cooked meatballs with the raw meatballs concern you? No, because these are not cooked all the way. They're just seared. Like you can see here, they're not cooked all the way. I'm glad, that's actually a very good question. And the reason they're not cooked all the way is I'm gonna finish them in the sauce. Yeah. yeah, if these were ready to eat meatballs, by all means, you know, I'll definitely look to being a little bit more careful with them. But they're going to be finished in the sauce. That's the important thing. But Tallahassee, I'm jealous. New York weather sucks. Yeah, Tallahassee. It's funny, as a Floridian, everyone hates Tallahassee weather. All right, so our tomatoes are looking great, by the way. And so we're gonna do a few more meatballs. Oh, hey Ray, thank you for the follow. This is one of those random streams where it's like, it's for HackDavis, and I appreciate you guys for giving me an hour time slot. However, you know, hopefully you guys stay with me a little longer than an hour. Everybody from HackDavis, thank you so much. HackDavis of University of California. Davis, thank you for the opportunity. And we're gonna stop it right there. Noob1881, thank you for the follow. And so after this finishes, yeah, so HackDavis is an event. Step on it can help me explain. It's actually responsible for getting me part of this event, but HackDavis is an event basically like a hackathon hosted by University of Cal Davis. And my understanding is they spend a good portion of time coding, getting things ready for competition, things like that. Oh baby, it's getting tasty up here. And so after this last round of meatballs, what I'm gonna do, Richard, if you're watching this stream, I could use your help. Yo, can you come downstairs? That's fine, take your time. All right, so we're gonna take this, turn these. We got the color on them. And now we're good to go. So I'm gonna reserve this beef and lamb fat so I can cook with it later. I think this would be something great to, next time I make my burger, this would be great to put it in there. All right, so, take this, and we're going to remove that. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this same pan, but we're gonna remove it for the time being. We've got some boiling water. That I'm going to add some salt to. Now you don't want your water, people are like, oh, pasta water needs to be salty as to see. Richard, can you hand me that strainer that's to the top left? No, to your right, top left? Top left, there, perfect. Perfect, thank you. Yes, sir. So now at this point, the water's going. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the whole box of SpaghettiOs. And if I don't use them all today, I'm going to use them for something this week. So now, here we go. I just thought about it. No Tiff today. Oh, it's funny you say that. I should get her over here. I don't know. She hadn't. Let me see. Good question. She's gonna laugh. I think I'm seeing her later this afternoon. We're going full fancy SpaghettiOs. We sure are. And so now we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go the whole thing. I always read the directions on the box because they know way more than me. And the direction on the box says 13 to 15 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. Well, good news, you might be getting a, everyone's like, oh shit, is that me? Thank you for the follow, just saw that. So I'm gonna give these a quick stir. I'm gonna set these on the stove in the back and let them go for 13, 15 minutes. Tiff is on her couch. She should be over here. Crazy. Probably gonna finish the rest of Food Wars tonight. So now at this point, we have the same thing we used from earlier, right? We need to turn that white noise down. I cannot stand induction so much. So if you remember, we did cut a lot of garlic, right? And so we're gonna put that in there. And I'm just gonna add just a hair of oil. Now you wanna do this until the garlic's fragrant. And so you're gonna start to smell it and be very careful with the garlic here. This is a generous amount of garlic. All right, and so now once it's fragrant, I think actually we could use some more garlic. I'm gonna add some onions, but remember, the star of the dish is the tomatoes. And so I'm gonna cook these down, but I need them to taste like tomatoes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these sun-dried tomatoes and I'm going to take the oil from here and I'm going to put it and cook these onions in there. Along with that fat from the beef and the lamb, it's also gonna be cooking in that sun-dried tomato oil. So really trying to enhance that tomato flavor here in many ways that we can. So I'm gonna cook these until they're very, very soft. Probably looking at 5 to 7 minutes, possibly longer. Now that YouTube channel is incorrect. The correct YouTube channel is Leon C. Brunson Cooks. C-O-O-C-K-C-O-O-K-S. It is not the other one. Thank you for the link in chat. I've now submitted your mod application. So we're gonna let those go. And while those cook, check out the tomatoes we roasted. So I was talking to Richard about this recipe, and he was saying, if this were Food Wars, this would be that one little trick that put me ahead of everybody else. Here's that roasted tomato puree. Basically looks like tomato paste, right? but it's not. So it's thick, but here's the thing about what this is right here. This is gonna have a completely different flavor profile than tomato paste. It's acidic. It's strong in tomatoes. It's not overwhelmingly sweet. This is what we need. This is the base. This is what we're searching for. We pair this with a little bit of sugar, a little more herbs, some pasta water. I think we might be there. I hope so. So now we're going to go back here. Oh yeah, the onion pan. Onion pan's good. Good stuff. We're good over here. And so I'm gonna take only a tablespoon of this because it's really strong and it's really sweet. So dark chunk, man, it looks so good cooking there. Like if there was a hot soda of that, I'd jump right in, no hesitation. Appreciate it. So I'm going to take this tomato paste and I'm going to scorch it a bit, and I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do just a little more. Just a hair more. All right. So now I'm going to add this roasted tomato. As I'm cooking this, I'm understanding more about the dish and what I need to do, what needs to happen. It's funny, it's like growing in my head. All right. Again, I mentioned this earlier, I've never made this before. This is just in my head how I imagined it. All right. Drunken Buddha, we're making SpaghettiOs. Welcome to the stream. And so if you look at this right now, it looks like a whole bunch of tomato paste, right? But let's get it. This is what separates us. This is what happens. This is what happens with knowledge and experience. I'm gonna take a little bit of that pasta water. I'm going to put it in there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put 2 of them in there. It's starchy, it's delicious. I'm going to mix it in. That's gonna help. Now it looks like I'm gonna need 1 more. I'm starting to get that sheen I'm looking for. That's perfect. It's essentially like cooking with stock. So we're gonna do 1 more. Let's get a taste, see where we're at. The idea was to make something so smooth, so pureed. All right, let's do, we'll just taste of the sauce. Needs a little bit of salt. Needs a little bit of pepper. It needs sugar, but I'm gonna do brown sugar instead of regular sugar. I really want to make this sauce pop. So I'm going to use a little bit of Worcestershire, something really smoky, or sorry, not smoky, just like a nice hit of umami, but not a lot, because Worcestershire likes to take over the party it's invited to. I've already got a decent amount of heat in there, but I'm gonna hit sugar in 2 ways. I'm gonna add a little bit of honey. Perfect. And I'm going with an audible here. I like the flavor of brown sugar. It's a personal preference. I'm gonna go with an audible. Guys, I have a kitchen league match in a couple days. It's on Thursday. All right, and so let's go. Audible.com. Let's get that bad boy in there. It's important to get every last bit in there. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit more pasta sauce, pasta water, I mean. Oh! All right, variable low on. Someone mentioned an immersion blender. An immersion blender would be the preferred tool. However, I didn't feel like calling Richard again. All right, so let's get this back on the. Let's get this back on. Perfect. Go meatballs. IKEA juice boxes are really good. Juice boxes of what? Just like in general, the IKEA juice boxes? All right, so meatballs going in. All right, and now we just hope for the best. All right, let's clean up a little bit. I'm gonna let those go for about 10 minutes. I think the The noodles are almost finished. Where are we at in terms of flavor? That's my question. What's the verdict? It's really good. It's sweet. It nails the sweetness. It needs more salt. It is surprisingly smooth. Like, it doesn't look like it, but it's the smoothness we're going for. I need some sort of like, I have an idea. All right, so we're gonna let these go. Let those go. Whew. So the verdict so far, it's got the sweetness, I love it. Texture is actually really good. Dang, these headphones are a pain. They like wrap around your ear and they start pulling. My HomePod timer just went off. Hey Siri, set chat's timer. Okay. Oh, shut up, I was kidding. All right, so next, what I'm gonna do, shut up, please, Siri. Do 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 do. All right. So everybody, for the next, I'd probably say 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna start cleaning up dishes a little bit, and while these reduce. So here's your little ad break, but stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thank you for the follow. We are back. Had to do speed run dishes, 100% run. Makes my life a whole lot easier when the stream ends. I was finishing streams before and I was like, dang, it's taking a little bit too long for me to like break down and get ready and all this, that, and the third. I was like, why don't I just have like a little like break session? You know, I do all the dishes, I catch up, and that way at the end of the day, I'm done, ready to go. You know, I would like to have a cook-off with a YouTube chef. Whether it be like Babish, Weissman, Sam the Cooking Guy, what's Ethan Chabowski? I would like to challenge one of them to a cooking competition. That's what I want. At some point in my future, that's what I want. Good to know that my pan turned off. I think I could take him. I think I could take it. Oh, there is a cooking competition called Kitchen League, and so it is an online cooking competition between a few chefs. So there are ways to do it. I think it would just be entertaining on a much bigger, like, what Kitchen League's gonna be in a few years. I can just imagine bringing like a big name chef on there, like that everyone knows on the internet. That would be pretty cool. Like that's what I imagine the direction Kitchen League's heading in. So it'll be fun to watch. So you gonna put the prime rib recipe on your website too? You want it? I'll give it. The prime rib recipe? Wait, what? Okay, I got the prime rib, the shakshuka, biscuits, cornbread. Happy Sunday, Miss Esquire. Grandma Jules Kitchen, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it launches this week. I'm excited. The business cards will be here very shortly. The business is coming along. If you Google Private Chef Tallahassee, I'm one of the first people who comes up. I'm right under Lux, but Lux ain't got my reviews. So, and I'm missing a lot too. Coming along. Business cards are gonna be awesome. The website's gonna be incredible. The branding is all thanks to Pretty Ugly Design. It's gonna be a great road. This year, if you're joining me for the first time, you're on for a wild ride because this year is going to be it. I have no doubt. Oh, here we are. Here's my chat. Our SpaghettiOs cereal, Leon. SpaghettiOs cereal. What's down, dog? This channel's an interesting one because, like, I play DDR too. I'm not just I'm not just a cook. I also play dance games competitively. Hot. Because I want people to call me whenever they want. Like if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're like, hey, I really messed up. My wife's birthday's tomorrow. I just realized it. I don't have anything planned. Can you cook a dinner tomorrow for 2? I'll be like, yeah, I'll tax, but I can do it. I can make it happen. And I want them to be able to call me whenever. Oh, Ben from Step It Up. Amazing person. Funny guy. Funny person. Now, I think the best part about Ben is like how his stream got found. I think like, now if you guys follow Step It Up on Twitch, it was a great story. I think I was on a Discord call with a couple of friends and we found their page and then we had just been messaging them, you know, just like messing around because they were playing with cool effects and stuff. Like we'd never seen a stream like this. And I finished streaming dance games and I was like, oh guys, you've got to check this out. I think he had like 5 viewers or something like that at the time. And I rated him with whoever was viewing in my stream. And then they were sharing the channel. The channel, Your Kitchen is Goals, thank you. Someone was sharing the channel, someone else was sharing the channel. It got around like wildfire. Everyone was talking about it on Twitter. Like, you guys gotta check these guys out. The chat, you couldn't keep up with the chat. It was insane. I remember I left, I took a shower, came back, stepped on it, had like 50 viewers. I'm like, this is incredible. This is so amazing. I was like, that is so cool. It was just, to me, it was so awesome seeing it come like that. And then now, they're staples of the community. They're one of the best dance game streamers. If you like dance games, follow Step On It. Entertaining crew. They make dance games fun to watch. I love it. Kitchen X Mathis Flex, your kitchen is goals. I appreciate that. There's a lot of work that went into this. If you can see it from behind the scenes, it doesn't. It's an inch. You would be very surprised how well it came together. But I mean, I have a blog post on how I redesigned my kitchen from start to finish. Like basically, like what did I do to make this happen? Like from the painting of the walls to the warm lighting to the underglow strip to like, and you can't see it right now, but like there's a light here. Like I'll move it so you can see, but like this light right here, it's not even a big deal, but it serves as a fill. And so it fills the bottom, and like small details like this are important. So which Twitch cooking teams are there other than Team Bone In? Like I see Team Bone In is in there, but that's all I see, right? That's the only one I know. I nailed the meatball. Sergeant Z, welcome. The meatball's perfect. I think the sauce just needs a little more fat. I think once I have the full dish, I'll be happy. Right now I know there are spots where I need to exercise a little more flavor. Good Cause Crusaders is also baked in. Finally got a cooking stream about the man only did DDR. You know, I do a little bit of both. Not familiar with any of the teams, and none of the teams have ever reached out to me. I've stopped in a few streams of theirs. Like, I just know a couple times I'll look. I know B-Bubs is bone in. Greedyology might be bone in. Like, no one's ever been like, hey, you want to be on a Twitch cooking team? I'm like, yeah, sure. The thing, though, is, the funny thing is, Cyber, is that, like, I can't get it. Like, here's the thing, is like, if somebody had this dish, they would be like, oh my God, it's really delicious. And I would just be like, it's not there yet. Like, you can taste the basil in the meatballs. The tomato sauce is sweet. The pasta water's in here. right, we need a little bit more water. I think if I had just tomato juice, I would be good to go. That is Kerrygold butter. So SpaghettiOs with the alphabet taste different than SpaghettiOs. I 100% can stand behind that. I don't know what the reasoning is, but they just don't catch the sauce like SpaghettiOs do. I should have definitely went with more meatballs. And so let's get a fork. All right, let's get it. Oh, my camera died. No. I'll be right back. All right, let's get it. So the way I want to have this is I want to have the SpaghettiOs right here. Richard's got the worst username. Luckily, it was a quick fix. So I'm gonna hide chat for the time being. Here we go. Excuse me. So we're gonna take, I wanna make sure I get a good amount of meatballs. So my culinary career has been reduced to. This is what the pandemic does to you. So I'm actually gonna go thinner. So are they good or better? I want to find out in a second. I think I have an idea of what I want. Music Vine. All right. Sauce around, find out. Fuck around, find out. Here we go. All right. So now, try this again. Let's get another bowl. Do I have a better bowl? Where are all my other bowls? Not really. That'll work. Okay. whatever. Let's get it. So let's get this bowl in focus. And so we're gonna pull this back just a bit. Pull this into the right here. Just a little bit out of focus. Right there. There we go. Next, I'm just going to tear some fresh basil. Actually, no. I'm going to take the chiffonade basil and run it over. I'm going to take a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Let's see if we can get this in the foreground anyway. We drop it. Yep. SpaghettiOs. Now I'm going to pull a little bit from the top to see if I can like, you know, show that they are SpaghettiOs. There we go. I like the texture lip on the Bohuzabai. Oh, I do not know. All right, so let's see. It's pretty damn good. It's good. The tomatoes are a little acidic. My God. I think that the tomatoes being acidic is probably the biggest problem. But it's not bad. It's actually pretty damn good. The meatballs are delicious. I mean, like the meatballs, I nailed the meatballs. Are we missing some toast? Some toast would be perfect with this. Get some garlic toast. Egg fried rice. So in February, I'm gonna try and do 30 days of eggs. I used half lamb, half meatball. Half lamb, half ground beef. I think the noodles need to go a little longer too. You have to believe, Fusion. If you don't believe you can do it, you'll never do it. So if you want to do 30 days in February, you've got to believe. You know, some people will say, if you lie to yourself long enough, it becomes the truth. And you get to storm the opposing people. That's pretty good. I would say if I could get past the sweetness or the acidity of the tomatoes, this would be good. That's my first time using that box tomatoes. I wasn't a huge fan. I've got another can in the back I should have used. It's the Cento, and I trust them. Whew, this is good. This is good stuff. Yeah, if anyone wants to come to Tallahassee and eat the rest of this, by all means. We got a couple of meatballs. These meatballs are damn good, though. I'll tell you that. If nothing else, these meatballs gonna get 8. I can make albondigas with them tomorrow. 14 hours? Want meat in the middle? Huh? This meatball recipe was killer. Great flavor. Amazing texture. And you're not chewing on them. They're delicate. I think I'm just gonna eat the meatballs out of here. If we're being honest. Heck, these meatballs are that damn good. Maybe it wasn't the SpaghettiOs that we were looking for. Instead, the friends we made along the way. Yo, Fusion got the juice boxes. Pause no tone. Go ahead and grab the vodka. Can somebody grab some unfrosted cherry Pop-Tarts? Oh, man. Whew. All right. Oh, all right. I'm taking the headphones out. They're killing me. Oh, man. It was the meatballs we made along the way. They're really good. Make dinner tomorrow. I have a friend coming in town. Whew, I'm full. I think today's the day I've ate the most of my cooking. I think the key is making a tomato water. Like using tomato paste and making like a stock out of tomato paste and water. Cooking that down until it concentrates. That would be my next approach. It sounds like you have a lot of friends coming down. Yeah, actually I got a whole chat worth of people. Tomato juice. I honestly have never cooked with tomato juice, so I think tomato juice. Why didn't I look at the back of what's on the SpaghettiOs? Oh, music stop. Thank you. Tomatoes. And the tomatoes are tomato puree and water. Water, meatballs. The meatballs are made from pork, dark chicken, mechanically separated chicken, beef, water, cracker meal. The cracker meal is enriched wheat flour. The wheat flour is bleached wheat flour with niacin, reduced iron, diamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid. May contain guar syrup, soy protein concentrate, salt, caramel color flavorings, soybean oil, citric acid, enriched pasta. Oh my gosh. High fructose corn syrup, less than 2% of modified cornstarch, enzyme modified cheese, cream water, salt, sodium phosphate, xanthan gum. Xanthan gum. Salt, onion powder, citric acid, paprika flavorings. Soy protein concentrate. A lot of interesting things here. There was no sugar. Cracker meal. soy protein concentrate, salt, caramel color, enriched pasta, cream. I don't even know what mechanically separated chicken means. What did you use for the tomato sauce? I roasted pureed tomatoes and tomato paste, and it came out too thick. But rest alone. Now let me try these. See, theirs looks so much better. It's just like clean. It's not a sheen to it, no texture. It just tastes fake. How do they do it? Oh. All right, so tomato juice cooked down is the key. Yeah. I'm not even sure Chef Boyardee knows what goes into their raviolis or their SpaghettiOs, if we're being honest. Like, we're over here trying to figure it out. I don't think Chef Boyardee knows. You know? Like, what the hell? You think Chef Boyardee would have been in my stream today? The late, great Chef Boyardee? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Starting to get old. Age is starting to creep up on me. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not young and spry like I used to be. Listen, chat, when you get a certain age, your body starts failing you, okay? Now, you don't have to take it from me, you'll know when you know. An old man like me, it's difficult sometimes. Hectororide. Lorelai, no, don't say that. Everyone says when you turn 30, it's downhill. And I hope that's not the case. If it's 30 and it's downhill, that's gonna be my prime. I am 26 years young. Grandma Jules is like, look, I'm 60. No offense, you are a child. Ugh. Creaking joints, that just sounds awful. To be 26 again. I hope I never say this. I'm gonna be that person, aren't I? I remember when I was 26. I was on the stream. saying stuff. I really ain't mean it. Back in my day, we used to eat SpaghettiOs straight out the can. All right, so everyone knows when they're 30, they're sitting to be made into meatballs. That's what happens. You get mechanically separated. Oh. So guys, I have a Kitchen League competition, January 21st. It's a Thursday. I want to show you guys what I'm doing, but just know, this dish, it was created because I wanted to enter a competition with a Michelin star chef. So this dish has so much thought process that went into it, it's unreal. Kitchen League, correct. So twitch.tv/foodbeast. I'll be competing on Thursday. Boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody. It is when is it? It's Thursday at 4 p.m. No, Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Central. God, Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ugh. Yeah, I'm full. Oh my gosh. Whew. I am unwell. I ate too much food. I had that sandwich. I've been eating the meatballs. Oh my gosh, too many meatballs. I think Josh Vester will be proud of me. Probably not. All right. That being said, everybody, whoop. I'm gonna get to getting. I've got a bridal shower tasting tomorrow. I gotta go shopping for that tonight. So, whew, let's get it going. Thank you everybody for the stream. Thursday, be sure to check me out, kitchenleague.com. Just kidding, twitch.tv/foodbeast. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want more updates or you want consistent, alerts to maybe keep you in focus, Leon C. Brunson, that is my @name on Instagram and Twitter. And I post almost too much on there, so. Pause No Tone says, good stream. Can I eat some SpaghettiOs? You sure can. That's the 26-year-old body telling you need to sleep. That's exactly what it is. I imagine when you're 30, halfway through the panini sandwich, I would have went my ass to sleep. My wife's like, why is he drunk? I feel drunk. Like, I'm like food drunk. Grandma Jewel's Kitchen, thank you everybody if this is your first time. I appreciate the support. HackDavis, thank you for the opportunity and giving me a chance to share with an audience. That's a lot of fun. I hope the rest of the event went well. And I'm going to, let's raid someone. Now,